Imagine this. A successful, well-dressed black man walks into a luxurious hotel, ready for a relaxing stay after a long trip. But instead of being greeted with smiles, he's met with judgmental stares and a cold reception. The staff, blinded by prejudice, refuse him service, treating him as if he doesn't belong. Humiliated and angry, he leaves without saying much. But this isn't where his story ends. What they don't know is that this man isn't just a guest. He's about to become their new boss. With a quiet determination, he sets a plan into motion that will turn the tables in the most unexpected way. Stick around to see how he reclaims his dignity, confronts discrimination head-on, and delivers the ultimate lesson in respect. This is a story you don't want to miss. As the man walks out of the hotel, his mind races. He recalls all the hard work it took to get where he is today. Coming from humble beginnings, he built his success from the ground up, working through sleepless nights and countless obstacles. Yet here he was, judged solely by the color of his skin. The sting of their actions wasn't new, but it never got easier. Behind him, the hotel staff carried on as if nothing had happened, unaware they had just dismissed a man whose story could buy the very walls surrounding them. What they didn't see was his quiet resolve, his determination to rise above their narrow judgments. He couldn't let this slide, not for himself, and not for others who might face the same treatment. This wasn't just about a hotel stay anymore. It was about proving a point that would shake the foundation of everything they thought they knew. As the man drove away, the memory of the staff's dismissive tone lingered. It wasn't just the humiliation, it was the way they looked through him, as though he didn't matter. But what they didn't know was how much he did matter, not just to himself, but to the community that had lifted him up. He had promised himself long ago that he would create opportunities where others saw only limits. Meanwhile, inside the hotel, the staff went about their day, their prejudices left unchecked. The manager, a man who prided himself on maintaining an exclusive clientele, dismissed the incident as routine. He had no idea who he had just turned away. For years, this hotel had operated with the same unspoken rules, ones that denied people like the man a chance to belong. The man, however, wasn't one to let injustice slide. He reached out to his team, hinting at a bold move that would change everything. This wasn't just personal. It was about setting a precedent and rewriting the rules for good. Weeks later, the hotel was buzzing with news of an unexpected sale. The staff whispered among themselves, speculating about the mysterious new owner. Rumors swirled that it was someone powerful, someone who intended to make big changes. The manager, smug and confident, assumed the buyer would share his vision of exclusivity. Little did he know, his entire world was about to shift. The man, meanwhile, had quietly finalized the purchase. He walked through the grand entrance once more, this time with a sense of purpose that couldn't be shaken. The same receptionist who had dismissed him barely glanced up, assuming he didn't belong again. But this time, he didn't leave. Instead, he calmly requested to meet the manager. When the manager arrived, his face twisted with confusion. The man extended a hand, introducing himself as the new owner. The air grew heavy with tension as the realization settled over the staff. The moment they had unknowingly built up with their prejudice was finally upon them. The room fell silent as the manager processed the man's words. His smirk faltered, replaced by unease. Before he could respond, the man leaned in slightly, his voice calm but commanding. "I believe we need to discuss how this hotel operates." The staff exchanged nervous glances, the weight of the situation sinking in. But just as the manager stammered an apology, trying to mask his earlier behavior, the man revealed a second surprise. He wasn't just the new owner. He had also partnered with a renowned organization, dedicated to exposing and addressing systemic discrimination in businesses. A full review of the hotel's practices would begin immediately, with no room for excuses. The tension in the air thickened. The staff realized this wasn't just about one incident. It was about the culture they had maintained for years. The man wasn't here for revenge. He was here to dismantle the very foundation of their prejudice. The manager scrambled to defend himself, stumbling over his words as he tried to explain away the hotel's practices. But the man remained steady, his silence cutting deeper than any argument. He motioned for his team to step forward, presenting evidence of repeated incidents where guests had been turned away or mistreated based on appearance. The room seemed to shrink as the staff realized this wasn't just about one man. It was a reckoning. As the review began, a final twist emerged. Among the documents, the man revealed a letter written decades ago by his late father, who had once been denied entry to this same hotel. It was his father's dream to one day see the doors open to everyone, no matter their background. This wasn't just business, it was personal. In that moment, the man turned to the staff, offering them a choice: to stay and embrace a new vision of inclusion, or to leave with the old ways. The power had shifted entirely, and for the first time, the hotel began to feel like it could truly belong to everyone. The staff stood frozen, some grappling with guilt, others with a newfound understanding. A few chose to walk away, unable to adapt to the change. But many stayed, inspired by the man's vision and his story. Training sessions were implemented, and the hotel began to transform into a space where all were truly welcome. The man couldn't help but feel a deep sense of fulfillment as he walked through the hotel one evening, watching a diverse crowd of guests enjoying the space his father had once been denied. It wasn't just a victory for him. It was a step forward for everyone who had ever been made to feel less than. As he paused in the lobby, the receptionist who once ignored him now greeted him warmly. The man smiled, knowing the real change wasn't just in policies, but in hearts and minds. His mission was accomplished.